Struggle today. Isn't that every day?
What?
Keeping it real, guys. Keeping it real. And how often do you experience mom guilt? Every day, all the time. Hi guys, it's Amanda. We are out here in our beautiful yard on this beautiful day. It's like 75 degrees and sunny and perfect. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi, little fashionista. She's over here doing some sidewalk chalk. And while we're just hanging out here, I thought I would do a video. So anyway, I saw Lindsay with Mama Schmooze Reviews. I'll have her channel linked down below. She has a lot of really great homeschooling info and that kind of thing, and I've really enjoyed learning a lot from her videos. And definitely go check out her channel. I'll have it linked below. And she did this tag, and I thought, wow, this looks like a really fun tag to do, since, as you guys know, I am all about being real about motherhood and life and all of that. So this is just like, this tag is just like right up my alley. And I would believe it was started by a gal named Elise Sherry, and I think she's a British gal, and she started the tag, and it's called the Mum Life Raw tag. And so it's just questions about, you know, being really honest about motherhood. So there are 11 questions, so I will just go on through them. And if you guys have a YouTube channel and you are interested in doing this tag, and be sure to leave a comment below telling me that you did the video, because I would love to watch your video as well. So question number 1 is, describe your day as a mom today in one word. I'd say today has been mixed bag. That will be my word or phrase. It's been a little bit of good and a little bit of bad, just like most days, I'd say. It's been really good in that it's just been gorgeous and sunny, and we've been spending time outside, and it's been productive. I've been getting a lot of YouTube filming done today, which is awesome. And Bill is out planting our garden, and so that's just been really nice. The downside is that our son Alex has been sick. He came down with a fever, and we don't know what that's about, but even that's not too bad. He's just been sleeping a lot today. He never sleeps during the day anymore. So yeah, other than that, and we had some, you know, terrible tantrums this morning, but you know, that's just kind of par for the course these days. Number 2 is, what's the most challenging part about connecting with other moms? Most challenging part, I'd say that, like, connecting with other moms in real life is really hard. And I have a handful, you guys know who you are. I have a handful of mom friends who are like my core. They are my rock. And, you know, we text each other all the time, and it's really hard to find mom friends like that, and I don't have many of them. My closest mom friends, we can talk about absolutely everything and not worry about judgment, and it's a beautiful thing. But finding that kind of authenticity in real life it's hard to find. Actually, one thing I really like about YouTube is connecting with other moms like you virtually. That's been an amazing thing, just having that community and support and being real with other moms. Like I said, real motherhood going on here with noisy children. You want your school bus outside? Oh, okay. Well, just a minute. I have to go get her school bus. And she's got her school bus. There she is. So yeah, like I said, just the hardest thing I think is just connecting in real life. But something that really has helped for me is this YouTube mom community, and also on Facebook. I'm a part of a number of really supportive mom groups on Facebook. What? Keeping it real, guys. Keeping it real. So YouTube and Facebook groups as well. Okay, you go that way. Have fun. Number 3 is share one horrible poo moment. This is hilarious. Thankfully, with our cloth diapers, I actually have a video with what I've called the bomb-proof diaper hack for if you have pre-folds and covers, and we have never had a breach of that hack, thankfully. When my kids are wearing cloth diapers and the elastics on my covers are in good shape, we don't really have blowouts, or as we call them, punamis. So thankfully that's been a rare event. Sometimes when they wear disposables, it happens. One time when my son was potty training, before he figured out the whole poo on the potty thing and was wearing training pants, there was one time where it was everywhere. And it was unintentional. I think he had a bit of a bug then, so it was, I'll spare you the details, but it was disgusting. We basically had to put him in his clothes in the bathtub and strip him down in the bathtub and like use our diaper sprayer to spray off his clothes. It was, yeah, it was that bad. So I think that was probably the worst moment. Like we had to like wash him with soap from head to toe because it was like everywhere. So yeah, oh, and then there was the other time when he was a brand new baby when we were changing him and his diaper was off, and let's just say he painted the wall. That newborn poo, if you know what I'm saying. Number 4, how do you cope with public child meltdowns and tantrums? I should probably do a whole video talking about our discipline methods, but I guess I can just kind of give you in a nutshell summary of what we do. My favorite form of discipline is the 1, 2, 3 magic, and love and logic, which I know a lot of you guys have heard of, and just being loving first, but setting very rigid boundaries. To establish those boundaries and enforce them, we use the 1, 2, 3 magic method, which works really well when we're out as well. So when the child is having a tantrum or acting up, you basically count, and you don't say anything at all when you're counting. You just say, that's 1. You give the mom look. You go, that's 1. That's 2. And if they get to 3, I'm not counting with you, Sophie, don't worry. I'm not counting with you, don't worry. she knows what that means. And if you get to 3, then there is a consequence. So we do this at home, we do this when we're out, and if they're tantruming out in public, we'll usually have to, depending on the context, we'll have to just like go, you know, somewhere that's away from people, and ride out the tantrum until they're ready to return. Or if it's really bad, we'll leave. Thankfully that hasn't happened in the store where I've had to like abandon my groceries, but there have been a couple times where I've gotten this close. Oh, did you get a bone? Uh-oh, come here. This is so very appropriate for this tag. Keeping it real. Alright, let's put your sunglasses on.
Sunglasses.
Come here.
Sunglasses.
Okay,
Inside.
Yeah, we'll put on these sunglasses. There you go. Oh, don't you look pretty? Don't you look pretty?
Daddy inside.
No, Daddy's outside. He's right back there. Go help Daddy water. Anyway, so that's the method that we use when we're out and about. Yeah, so worst case scenario, we just leave. I've learned to care less what other people think, and you know, if my child is really acting up, although usually we've really gotten to a place where that just doesn't happen too much in the first place, because before we go somewhere we really establish what the expectations are when we're there. Like we talk about, you know, this is how we're supposed to act when we're here, and you know, if we don't, this is going to be the consequence, and if you do, then maybe there's a reward at the end, or a treat or something. And so that usually is pretty effective as well, just preventing it. But yes, worst case scenario, we just leave. Number 5, honestly, how much screen time does your child have? Well, this really varies in the season of life that I'm in. Some days it's more, some days it's less. You know, on sunny days we try to be outside a lot more, doing that kind of thing. But even on sunny days, I will, since especially Sophie just stopped napping this week too. So Mama's got to have her downtime in the afternoon. So I usually will put on a show for them in the afternoon. So first of all, I think I talked about this in maybe my controversial parenting tag, I can't remember for sure, but I'm definitely not against screen time. Like, I think that that whole issue has kind of been overblown. You know, there really is such a thing as quality television, and that's actually good for your kids. And I actually read a Scary Mommy article once that was talking about how, you know, kids actually learn a lot from educational TV, and I only show my kids educational TV. We've got little Miss eating leftover pizza and pears here for dinner. Now that she's a little less fussy, I can carry on with my tag. So I think I was talking about screen time. So yeah, I'm definitely not against screen time. I think it's just all about balance and how you use it. It shouldn't just be a 100% substitute for interacting with your kids. It shouldn't just be 100% babysitter all the time, but sometimes is okay. In that Scary Mommy article, it was saying it's actually a really nice time to like bond with your kids. It's one of the few times when they'll want to snuggle with you and like talk about what they're learning on the show, and you know, if we're watching a movie, that kind of thing. It's just a nice bonding time. And like I said, they just learn so much from these shows. Like my son is really into watching like science shows now. There's a channel on YouTube called Free School, and they have like a whole astronomy playlist, and he's learned so much about the solar system and like all of these detailed little tidbits of knowledge that like he has like a high school level of astronomy now. It's awesome. Yeah, and like my daughter, she's really into the ABC shows right now, and she even likes Super Y like Alex does. With you want nectarine? Well, let's eat some pizza first, then we'll have nectarine.
No pizza, no pizza.
You just want to have nectarine? Constant interruptions. So yeah, on average I'd say in the middle of the day they usually get about an hour and a half of TV every day. Sometimes more, sometimes less. And when I'm having like a really hard day, like I'm pregnant right now, if I'm just really exhausted, you know, if I like really need to get something done, like people are coming over and I have to clean the house without interruption or whatever it is, sometimes, you know, I will let them watch like 2.5 hours. But I try not to do that much on a regular basis, but I'm definitely okay with doing that sometimes. Number 6, what is your go-to easy dinner that you give at least once a week? Quesadillas. All the way, quesadillas. That is like my son's favorite dinner, and I know he'll eat it without argument. Yeah, if you guys, I made a whole video talking about his pickiness. I will link that here if you want to see it. But yeah, we definitely do quesadillas frequently in our house. And we also hide like lunch meat turkey in there to get extra protein. So we have little tricks and ways of getting stuff into my son. Yeah, anything Mexican really, like anything with that you can put in a tortilla. You know, my husband and I will put, you know, leftover meat and like beans and lettuce and tomato and salsa and guacamole, and there's an easy meal. So that's probably like Mexican food is what we do most frequently. Number 7, did you yell, cry, or struggle today? Isn't that every day? I feel like, especially since I've gone on anxiety medication, I have that whole story here. I definitely yell at my kids less. I feel like I'm a better mom because I don't get so overwhelmed as easily. But there are still days when I get overwhelmed, and I don't mean to, but it just happens out of frustration. Sometimes I yell at them. We're human, right? And on really bad days, I will definitely cry too. But today was not that bad, thankfully. But, you know, when my kids were both whining at the same time, I was getting a little agitated earlier, and I was definitely snapping at them. I mean, struggle, like, struggles every day. I mean, come on. Number 8, what was the best moment of your day so far as a mom? I think just hanging out with this little girl today because...
Yummy.
Nummy. Oh, bless you. Bless you, eating your nectarine. Alex, because he hasn't been feeling well today, he's been lying on the couch and laying in his bed a lot today. So it's been just a lot of her and me today, and that's been a highlight of my day. I really enjoy that one-on-one time with her. And I think she really likes that too. So that's been the highlight of my day. She's been my little sidekick. You've been my little sidekick today, haven't you? No, apples all gone. Can you eat nectarine? Struggle is real. Question number 9. What is your secret guilty pleasure to reward your mom life? Chocolate. Although in this pregnancy, this is like sacrilege right now, I know, but I'm gonna say it. I've kind of lost my taste for chocolate in this pregnancy. It's so weird because I love chocolate. But most of the time when I'm not pregnant, that is what I have every evening. I'll have a few squares of chocolate, like the nice organic fair trade, you know, shade grown nice chocolate. And also when I'm not pregnant, I also do enjoy a nice craft beer after a hard day. Or, you know, a really nice glass of wine. I'm really a lightweight, so really for me that means like this much wine and like half a beer. And that's all it takes for me. But yeah, that's definitely my guilty pleasure. And coffee, come on people, like I drink coffee twice a day and I really enjoy that. It keeps me going. Number 10, how often do you experience mom guilt? Every day, all the time. Like, I feel like for the most part, I've gotten a lot better at telling myself that, like, I feel like I'm a good mom and that I'm doing a good job. But there are still days, like, you know, when I feel like I've let my kids watch too much screen time, or, you know, if I feel like, oh, I'm not interacting with them enough, or, oh, I'm not signing them up for enough activities, or whatever it is that all us moms experience. But I do try to remind myself that I think my kids are having a pretty good childhood, and I feel like I am doing a decent job, and they're not going to remember all the things that I'm feeling guilty about. Like, they're just going to look back on their childhood and remember all the good things and just the simple things. Like, they don't need me to be a complex mom and like schedule all sorts of activities for them. So many interruptions, so many meltdowns. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. We think she's getting her molars. She's been a little cranky. And it's getting more and more challenging by the minute this evening. Two crying little children. Yeah. I'll finish this tag maybe after they go to bed. Alright you guys, I'm back. I feel like filming this video today was just so apropos for the subject of this tag, just really raw. Anyway, I think I finished question number 10, so we're just going to do the very last question now, which I just didn't quite squeeze in before the chaos ensued. So, number 11 is share one taboo thing about motherhood you think should be talked about more. I could say a few things. I mean, like, I've already talked about my issue, you know, with anxiety and that kind of thing, which I'll put that video up here. Just talking about mental health issues is probably, you know, for moms is not often discussed. Although I think that's getting better. I think a better answer though would be just talking about the aspects of motherhood that you don't like. Because it's like you're supposed to pretend like it's sunshine and rainbows and that it's like the most amazing thing in your life at all moments, all the time. And the reality is that there are just some parts of motherhood that, like, while it's like the absolutely most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life, and I am so happy that I am a stay-at-home mom. I would not want to be doing anything else with my life. There are some aspects of it that I don't like, and I think that it's okay to admit that, you know. It's just like anything else in life. You know, most things that are worthwhile in life are not always easy, right? So I think it's okay to just talk about, you know, there are seasons perhaps or certain stages in your child's life that you might not love. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that you love your child any less or that you don't love being a mother, but there are sometimes parts that just, they kind of suck. You know, like when you have to deal with, you know, the three-nager stage. That was hard for me. I didn't particularly like the three-nager stage, but then it gets better. I have a vomit phobia. I've never talked about that before, but you have to deal with that a lot with kids, and that's not particularly my favorite thing to do. I really don't like that because I have a phobia of it, but it's probably good for me. It's conditioning me. You know, there are just things, a whole bunch of little things like that you have to deal with. Just sometimes there's a lot of monotony, and that's not always my favorite thing, but you know, with any job comes some level of monotony, right? So I just feel like it just comes with the territory that even though, like, overall I do love being a mother, and it is truly the best thing that has ever happened to me, there are a few things that are not so fun about it. So I think that's a taboo that should be talked about more, that it's okay to say, like, I don't like this aspect or that aspect of parenting. And it's not necessarily just whining and complaining. It's just, being real. You know, it's like you just want to keep the full picture. As long as you're not focusing on all the things you don't like, because you have to see the big picture. There are also a lot of amazing, spectacular, rewarding, fulfilling things about it too. So you just have to see the whole picture. But yeah, I think it's important to just talk about that whole picture. So that is it for the questions. That was kind of a fun tag to do. Hadn't done one in a while. Like I said at the beginning, if you guys have a YouTube channel and you'd like to do this tag, definitely do so and let me know in the comments when you do it, because I would love to watch your video. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button if you want to see more moderately crunchy lifestyle and parenting videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.